Hi everybody. I don't know about where you are, but it's a cold, wet, stormy day here, which is kind of the perfect day to do yoga because at the end of yoga you're going to feel so good. So regardless of what the weather is, you're going to feel great. Let's go ahead and begin in our seated pose. And I think today we're going to focus on what's called the sun salutations. And the sun salutations are a sequence of poses that almost every yoga practice involves or includes. So let's talk a little bit about how to make that a better sequence for you. Even if you have a yoga practice of your own, I think that you can learn a few tips to look at how you do it to actually make your sequences even better. So the first thing to do is, if you are a beginner to yoga and you find that sitting like this is really difficult, because what happens a lot of times is people's legs are like this, and that means that you actually have a hard time, like sometimes here is really tight, and so you actually have a hard time sitting like this because you're trying so hard to balance. In that case, you can sit on some blocks or a blanket or a little stool if you have it. And so what that does is, by raising your bottom up, it actually frees your legs a little bit. And even those of you who can sit like that, it's nice to do this just for a change. It's different. And so you're actually using different muscles. So if you put one set of blocks here and your legs are still high, then add a blanket to it. If they're still high, sit on a chair, okay? And just sit, with your legs like this, as opposed to being crossed like this. So the first thing that we want to do is just take a minute just to kind of bring our focus to where we are and the work that we're about to do. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a breath or two and just kind of check your body. Just make sure there are no spots that are bothering you. Make sure your teeth are not clenching. Sometimes even when we think we're relaxed, we find our eyes, the spot between our eyes and the jaw are clenched. Okay, let's go ahead and now take a few breaths to focus on our posture. So as you inhale, imagine that you want to lengthen your spine. You want to try to be as tall as you can. And so you do that by imagining the top of your head and just pushing the top of your head up as much as you can. And at the same time, you actually want to kind of press your bottom into the blocks or the chair or the floor, whichever you're sitting on. Let's take a couple of breaths and just feel, we're going to accentuate or exaggerate how our body moves with our breath. So as you inhale, again, imagine that you're reaching up as high as you can, and then as you exhale, just relax. And if that means slumping, that's okay, because I just want you to kind of feel the difference. And then as you inhale, your long spine, reaching tall, pressing your bottom into the ground. And then exhale, relax. Inhale, long spine. Now this time, try to keep that length in your spine, but as you exhale, let your shoulders and your mouth and your stomach relax a little bit. And then as you inhale, once again, the long spine. And as you exhale, relaxing your shoulders. And we're going to look at one more thing. Okay, I want you to think about your neck. Because a lot of people, when they sit in this pose, their head actually falls forward, and if you open your eyes, you'll see what I mean. So we're going to try to focus on this too. So there are two things that people do. One is that they kind of slump over and their head is like this, and sometimes even if they're long spine, their head is still forward. And the other thing is they're keeping their neck maybe a little bit long, but they're bending their neck forward like this. So if you try that, if you bend your neck forward like that, you'll feel it restricts the breathing in your throat. So the trick to doing this is to try to keep a long neck. You can lift your chin a little bit, but a lot of people kind of lift their chin up too high. So instead, like if your neck is forward like this and you're lifting your chin high, you're just bending the back of the neck. What you really want to do is kind of pull the shoulder blades back and pull the head backwards, almost like you're trying to get the back of your head to touch a wall behind you. And that's you'll feel it. That's gonna make you have to activate your core. It's also probably gonna activate your legs a little bit. But try to do that for just a couple of breaths. Okay, let's go ahead and start moving. We're gonna do what's called happy baby pose. And babies are small, and for babies, doing this is really easy, but for adults, it's not. And so, even though it's called happy baby pose, a lot of adults are not really happy when they do this. But I urge you to just do as best you can, okay? It's gonna be a warm-up for our whole body. And the first thing that we're gonna do is just sit back a little bit, just a little bit. And so you should be able to feel just by doing this that your core, your abdomen is starting to work. Go ahead and open your arms a little bit, relax your shoulders, and then lift up your legs, okay? If this is enough for you, if you're already feeling it, then just for the rest of the time, just kind of move a little bit, just a little bit. But if you're okay with that, if you're a little bit stronger, your core, let's go ahead and just move. And what you do is just anything. You just bring your arms up, you bring them out to the side, same things with your legs. The idea is that every single part of your body is moving. Like babies when they're lying on their back and they're just like exploring the world and exploring their own body. Okay, so you should already be feeling a little bit warm from this. Maybe sometimes reach. Okay, take a break. Take a deep breath. And exhale. And we're going to do it again. Okay, we're going to do about 30 seconds. So take a break if you need to, no worries at all. Okay, so come back into our position and go ahead and just do what you want. Now you can do it slowly, you can maybe do it a little bit faster. If this is too hard, maybe take a break and just balance. Okay, if you can, you want to twist from side to side so that you're really activating all the muscles. Everything is being used. And that's where we get, this beautiful warm-up. Even the toes and the fingers, you can move. Okay, maybe just a couple more breaths. And go ahead and relax. Okay, I'm warm. I imagine you are too. One more exercise, just our shoulders. We use our shoulders a lot in yoga. And as we're doing this kind of back and forth, be careful that you're moving from the shoulder, okay? It's actually possible to just move your hands back and forth and not even really do much with the shoulders, so you really want to accentuate. Open and forward, open and forward. Let's do 4 of those. 1, 2, really squeeze, 3, 4, and bring your arms up. So as we bring our arms up, your shoulders also want to come up, so be careful to keep your shoulders down and relax. Okay, let's begin our sun salutations. So come to the top of your mat, the front of your mat, and we're just going to do a couple of what we call forward bends. So we're going to do 4 forward bends. As you inhale, you're going to press your feet into the ground, your chest comes up, your arms come out to the side, and then as you exhale, first everybody, even if you're limber, bend your knees, bring your stomach to your thighs, your chest and your head down. Inhale, come into what's called your flat back pose. So what we do here is you want to pull your whole chest forward, your abdomen comes up a little bit. Okay, you can keep your knees bent or straight, whichever is possible to you. You might even want to try this. okay? And then bend your knees, bring your arms out to the side, pull your abdomen up, and press into the ground on your next inhale, and come to standing. And exhale down. Okay, let's do that again. Your legs can be together, or I recommend it just at the beginning apart. So, pressing your feet into the ground. On an inhale, you drop your hands, and then you bring them up. Look at your hands. You can press your pelvis forward a little bit. As you exhale, once again, go ahead and bend the knees. But look at your knees. Make sure they're not touching. Make sure they're not falling inwards. Keep them straight. And again, your stomach comes to your thighs. Your head and your chest comes down. Inhale into your flat back, pulling your abdomen up too. A lot of people think that this is just going like this and looking forward. But actually, it's a lengthening of the spine, and you're pulling your abdomen up so that your whole back is flat. Okay, if you've done this and stretched your knees, bend your knees, bring your arms out to the side, and the same thing, make sure your knees are pointing forward. Make sure your toes are not grabbing at the mat, long toes. Press into the heels and come to standing. And exhale down. Okay, we're going to do 2 more of those, either with bent knees or with straight knees, whichever you want. I'm going to give you an example of how to do it with straight knees. So as you inhale, again, you're going to press your feet into the ground, long toes, hands come down, chest comes up, pelvis comes forward just a little bit. Okay, and here's the tricky part. Squeeze your legs together. As we do this, a lot of people want to go like this. Okay, squeeze the inside together. Your hands come out to the side, and your tail is not coming up. You're actually pulling your abdomen up, squeezing your legs together and folding forward, it's almost as if you're trying to reach your chest over a ball that you're holding at your belly. Come forward, and then into your flat back. Everybody go ahead and bend your knees, bring your arms out, bring your weight back just a little bit so that you can lift your toes, press your heels into the ground, and come to standing. And exhale down. Okay, and 1 more of those. Inhale. Pelvis comes forward just a little bit. Exhale, pull that abdomen up. Even if your knees are bent, the same thing. Pull your abdomen up, squeeze your legs together. Come forward into your forward bend. Inhale into your flat back. And exhale, bend your knees. And inhale, come to standing. And relax. Okay, we're going to do another one of those, but after the forward bend and the flat back, we're going to go into our lunge. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees or straight, whichever, but keep them squeezed together. Inhale into a flat back. As you exhale, open your legs about hip width apart. Your hands come to the outside of your legs, bend your knees, and bring that right leg way back as much as you can. Keeping the left knee bent about 90 degrees. You should be able to see that. Lengthen the right leg. And then bring that right leg forward. You can bend your knees into a flat back or keep them straight. Exhale, take the left leg way back. Okay, so the right leg is bent 90 degrees. If you can, the long leg is straight. So sometimes you can't actually get that, that's fine, but at least try to straighten it. Okay, take that left leg and bring it forward. Bend your knees and come to standing. And exhale down. Let's try the 2 of them together. Okay, inhale, exhale, pulling your belly up, spine long, legs coming
coming together, hands dropping down into your forward bend. Inhale, flat back, stomach comes up. Exhale, go ahead and take the right leg back into your lunge. Long knee. Exhale, right leg forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left leg back into a lunge. We're just trying to get some movement here. And exhale, left leg forward. Bend your knees and come to standing. And exhale down. Okay, we're going to add on to that. Inhale. And exhale, straight or bent leg forward bend. Inhale, is flat back. Exhale, take that your right leg back. Okay, but this time, after your lunge, drop that knee. Come into a half kneel position. Inhale, long spine. And then exhale, bend that knee just a little bit. And then as you inhale, take your belly and pull your stomach up. That'll also automatically kind of drop your bottom down. And you're going to feel a lovely stretch in your right leg. I'm a little backwards today for some reason. Let's come into what we call plank. Okay, we're going to talk about plank in a minute. And then just walk your legs forward between your hands. Bend your knees or flat back. Straight leg, flat back. And then come to standing. Exhale down. We're going to do the same thing on the left leg this time. And really the left leg. And inhale. Coming up. Exhale. Forward bend. Inhale. Flat back. Exhale. The left leg goes back. Exhale. The left knee comes down. Inhale. Exhale. Little bend in that right knee. And then on your inhale, your stomach. And think about your belly button. Pulling your belly button up to the sky. Feel that beautiful stretch in your left leg. Relaxing the shoulders. And then exhale. Come back into plank. And then walk your legs forward. Straight or bent leg, flat back. And now everybody bend your knees, come to standing, and exhale, relax. Take one deep breath. Okay, we're going to add to that. Inhale. Exhale, bending or flat leg or straight legs. Inhale your flat back. Exhale, hands to the outside of the feet, bringing that right leg back. And go ahead and take the right leg down on an inhale. Hands up. Exhale, little bend. Inhale, long spine, belly comes up. Maybe you can bring your shoulders back a little bit. You can open your arms wide, whichever is comfortable for you. Come back into plank. Okay, with plank, your bottom is not up. Your hands are not in front of your shoulders. You want your wrists under your shoulders and you want a long, straight line. And the way to really intensify this is to take your belly button and pull your belly button towards your hands. Oh, that feels crazy. All right, and now we're going to come into our down dog. So you can bend your knees for down dog or you can straighten them. Let's just take a little bit of a walk. Get the backs of the legs activated. Okay, take the right leg and pull the right leg forward between the hands. Now, for a lot of people, when you do this, your leg will only come here or maybe even just in here. That's okay, you can either do that, or if you can, just stand and just pull your leg forward. Okay, so we're going to come into that lunge. And then we're going to bring that left leg forward. Once again, flat back, bend the knees, press the heels to the ground, hands up and down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, flat back, and exhale the left leg. Comes back into your lunge, and the left leg is going to come down, and inhale, arms up, exhale, a little bit of a bend in that front knee, and then on your next inhale, pull your belly up, your chest up, and your arms come out to the side. And then exhale, come into plank. Try to pull that belly forward. And at the same time, you're kind of pushing your heels backwards. And then exhale into your down dog. Now in down dog, let's just talk about down dog for 1 minute. You're welcome to keep your knees bent, of course. But the thing that lots of people do is they kind of angle their feet outwards. So look at your feet. And if your feet are angled outwards, try to bring them straight forward. If your feet are only angled outwards a little bit, or if they're forward, why don't you try to just point them inwards a little bit? Because the thing that you're doing here is you're activating muscles that, you obviously need to. If your legs are like this, they're that way because it's comfortable and it's easy. So we kind of want to challenge them. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that left leg forward into our lunge. And then the right leg forward. Flat back. Exhale, bend those knees. Watch those toes. Press the heels to the ground. Watch those knees. Bring your arms out to the side. Press them into the ground with your heels. And relax. Okay, so that's, except for the challenge, the push-up part, that is the basic sun salutations. And a lot of sequences will just rely on doing, as your warm-up, a lot of those. But a lot of other places, a lot of other yoga sequences use that as kind of a foundation from which you do other poses. Into your basic Tadasana, pressing your feet into the ground, long spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, whichever way is comfortable. Just make sure you pull your abdomen up. Inhale, flat back. Okay. Exhale, and your right leg is going to come into a lunge. And then exhale. Let's just go straight into down dog. Couple breaths here. Okay. Look between your hands and take your left leg and take your left leg right between the two hands. Okay? So a lot of times when we're doing our sun salutations, our feet are going to be really close to our hands. But in this case, you actually want it to be right in the center. And at the same time, you take your back leg and you press the back foot into the ground as much as you can. So a lot of times, you're going to need to adjust your legs for this. If you can't put the outside of your foot onto the ground, if your foot is like this when you're trying this, then you need to adjust your foot by bringing it forward a little bit. Because you want this part of the foot into the ground. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the right hand and reach the right hand forward. Press into the ground with the left leg and come to a standing position. And then your left hand is reaching forward and your right hand is reaching back. So in this pose, you feel it in a lot of different places. Some people will feel it mostly here. Some people will feel it here. Okay, you'll feel it. A lot of people will be doing it like this. See how my hip is angled? You kind of want to take this, in this case it's the right leg, and push that down because you want your pelvis to be straight. Okay, and here's what happens. This pose is so famous and it looks so easy, but it is so hard. Because what happens when if your pelvis is angled like this, what happens when you take this hip and you push it down is this knee will want to drop forward. So the trick to this is to keep this knee straight and your pelvis down. Okay, that means maybe this leg wants to bend. So you have to push that leg straight. Okay, that means that leg wants to do this. You have to push the outside of that foot down. Okay, that means you might want to be doing this. Your body compensates for every single one of these little movements. Your body, if you're tight, your body does something to compensate. And so that's why in these poses you have to think about every single little body part. And that is not easy because if you're in a class, they're moving so fast. You know, you don't really have time to do that little check. So let's do it now. Remember when we were in the plank pose and I said take your belly and pull your belly towards your hands? Well, it's that same motion that you want to do now because a lot of people will be doing this. But you want to take your bottom and your bottom comes forward. And that means you might be doing this. So you want to take your belly and pull your belly up. Just that alone, you're going to feel it in your inner legs, okay? Your head might be coming forward, pull your head back. Okay, one more time. Let's just give yourselves a break on this side. So let's go ahead and take the right hand up, coming back, folding forward. Let's come back into a down dog. Now you might already feel a little bit of a difference in your right leg compared to your left leg. Go ahead and take a break. If you're new to yoga, having just held that pose for a long time is going to be really hard. So just take a little bit of a break. Okay, I'm going to turn around so that we can do the other side. Let's go into plank, and let's go into the other side. So now, take your right leg and bring it right between your hands, right in the middle. And at the same time, you take the left leg and you put it down the bottom of your foot on the ground, focusing on the outside of the foot. Take your left hand and reach forward, and then pressing into the ground with the right leg, come to it's called Virabhadrasana 2, or the warrior pose. Okay, first let's focus on the pelvis. Is your pelvis angled? If so, pull it down so it's straight. Okay, is that front knee dropping in? If so, make it so that it's straight facing. Does that make everything here twist? Are you twisting around here? Is this leg bending? Are you feeling it in your ankle? Adjust accordingly, but you don't adjust by doing this. You adjust by maybe bringing that back leg forward a little bit, and automatically you feel that, oh, I can straighten my leg. Oh, I can keep this leg straight. Okay? This pelvis is also straight. This part of the outside of your foot is facing down. Okay, so now let's focus on whether or not you're bending your back. Take your bottom and first push it forward a little bit. Take your stomach and pull it up. Think about pulling your head behind your shoulders a little bit, and then look over at your right hand. Take a couple breaths. Okay, bring that left arm forward, come down, come back into down dog. One deep breath, and then come into your tabletop, take a little breath. When I do this, I like to just kind of bring my legs out to the side a couple times to release some of these muscles. Okay, we're going to do the whole thing together, and then that'll be it for today.
So we're going to start with the basic sun salutation, and then from the sun salutation, we're going to come into the warrior pose. Come into Tadasana, inhale, pressing your feet into the ground, bringing your chest up, bringing your arms up. As you exhale, fold over that imagined ball, keeping that belly up and high, forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're going to bring the right leg back into our lunge. Exhale, the right knee comes down. Inhale, the arms, the chest come up. Little exhale and a little bend in the knee. Inhale, chest reaches skyward, arms come back if you can. On your next exhale, you come into your plank. On your next exhale, you come into your down dog. And then you're going to take your right leg forward, coming into a lunge. Drop the left knee down. Come back into your kneeling position. Little exhale, little bend. Inhale, and then exhale. Back into down dog. Okay, let's come into that warrior position. So as you exhale, you're going to take your left leg, your left foot, and bring it right between your hands. And the right foot is going to come down. Your right arm reaches forward. Think about that posture, keeping your bottom behind your butt. Come to standing. Okay, do your little body check. Pelvis straight, knee straight, knee straight. Back of the leg pressing down. Long spine, nose sway back, belly up. Bottom pressing forward and looking over the left hand. You should be working pretty hard right now. Inhale, we're going to actually come with our hands forward. This is actually another warrior pose, which we'll do in a different video. Coming forward, coming back into down dog. And then walk your feet between your hands. Long spine, bend your knees, and on an inhale, come to standing. And on an exhale, down. Now we do the same thing with the other side. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the left leg is going to come back. Oh. And then the left knee comes down. And a little exhale, bend that knee. On your inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, into plank. 2 breaths. And then on your next exhale, come into your down dog. And then on your next exhale, your left leg is going to come between your hands for a lunge. So bring it next to the inside of the hand. Drop the knee down. Everything comes up. Exhale, a little bend in the knee. Inhale, long spine, looking up. Exhale. Once again, come into down dog. You can point your toes inwards if you can. Your bottom reaches up. Okay, so this time you're going to bring your right leg just between your hands, right in the middle. The left leg is going to come down. The left hand reaches forward. Press into the ground with the right foot. Okay, and Virabhadrasana 2. Do your little body check, keeping that left knee straight. The outside of the left foot is down. The pelvis is straight. The right knee is not dropping in. This pelvis can even be twisting a little bit. Keeping your head not hanging forward, but long, and then, if you can, like behind your shoulder. Okay, one more breath. Okay, let's go ahead and bring ourselves around, and then back into down dog.
then walk our hands walk between the hands. Bend the knees, keeping the knees straight. Hands out to the side, and then come to standing. And exhale down. Okay. Oh, nice, you guys. Oh, I love that. So let's come and sit and do a little bit of a cool down. So again, if you can sit like this, yes. If not, sit on your blanket, your chair, or your blocks. And then let's just do a little tiny twist. Hands to your knees. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Twist to the left. Okay, so you're going to take your left hand and kind of slide it behind you. You're going to take your right hand and grab the left knee. Long spine. So try not to lean over here. Try to keep your weight directly over your pelvis. And that means if your right leg or your right bottom is up, press them into the ground. That will help center you. And now we're going to do a little bit of work on the neck. So just look over the right shoulder. And then look over the left shoulder. And then the right shoulder. And then the left shoulder. And back to center. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, let's try that on the other side. So you're going to take the right hand and slide it back. The left hand is going to grab the right knee. The left bottom and the left leg is going to be pressing into the ground. And as your body twists to the right, you're going to twist your neck to the left. And then look over the right shoulder and the left shoulder and the right shoulder. And back to center. Just a little bit of a forward bend if you can. So focus on bending here at your hips, not here, okay? We'll do a little something about that, I think, in the next video, and why it's important to bend at the hips, why you hear that so much in yoga. Come back to your neutral position, change the legs, and then as you inhale, long spine, and then as you exhale, twist over to the right. So the right hand slides back, the left hand grabs the knee. Watch those shoulders, okay? And then long neck, long spine, and then look over the left shoulder. And while we're here, if you can, bend your neck back just a little bit. If not, if that hurts, of course, don't do it. And then look over the right shoulder. And then look over the left and the right. And back to the center. Long spine on an inhale. And then as you exhale, let's do the other side. So grabbing the knee with the right hand, watching that your weight doesn't shift over to the left, long spine, and then look over the right shoulder. I mean, if you can, you want to be able to look at the right side of your bottom or the outside of the leg. Okay, and then let's look at the left shoulder. One more time on the right. One more time on the left. Back to center. And then just a little bit of a forward bend from the hips. Just kind of, you can even move from side to side. I love this. Feel it in the joint, maybe in the lower back just a little bit. Okay, last one. In this case, we're going to take our right hand and grab the left knee. And now we're going to shift our weight over to the side, if you can, over to the right. And so here too, watch your neck, okay? Your neck is going to want to come forward. See if you can lengthen that spine, including the neck, okay? And then just drop the shoulder over towards the knee. But hold on to that left knee because that's where you get this stretch. If you let go, then you're going to feel it in here. But we're actually going to try to focus in this area, okay? And then long spine, long neck, and then look over the left shoulder. Back to center. That feels so good. Let's try the other side. Okay, so this time you're going to take the long spine and just drop over to the left as much as you can. Long neck, and then go ahead and look over the right shoulder. And back
back to center. One more time. Long neck on the inhale, long spine. And this time, fold forward all the way, as much as you can. Come to a seated position. As always, when we do these poses, if you feel strain in your knee, especially the inside of your knee, obviously I have a little bit of a strain on mine because I keep pointing to it, then don't do this pose, okay? We're gonna do one more pose. Inhale, and only if you can, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back, and exhale, relax. And if you're wondering why I'm still doing the pose, even though I have a little bit of a pain there, it's because I know how to angle my leg and my foot to do this pose without the pain. And we'll do that in another video. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take just a minute to kind of recenter ourselves and take a couple deep breaths. This is the time when we just enjoy having done this exercise, having stretched those places that are so tight and cause us so much pain. As you inhale and exhale, just kind of think about those places where you typically feel tightness. And after this, you should feel better. The thing about sun salutations is it's, an all-body stretch. It's an all-body workout, so to speak. So at the end of doing a couple sun salutations, everything feels like it's gotten a little bit of attention. A couple more breaths. Okay, open your eyes. So if you're going to do Shavasana, now's the time to lay down and just relax every part of your body, from your toes right up to the top of your head. Take a couple of deep breaths and just feel how, as you relax, you actually feel heavier against the ground and you feel your body pressing a little bit more into the ground. Stay there for as long as you like, but try not to take a nap.